Right. This is a project for my August bank holiday speed build. So, a bit of background on the aircraft I'm going to be doing. I bought this kit on Saturday at Rutland Model Shop and went for a really nice walk around Rutland Castle. So, a bit of background on it. The Beechcraft Model 18, or Twin Beech as it was also known, is a 6 to 11 seat, twin-engined, low-wing, tailwheeled light aircraft manufactured by the Beech Aircraft Corporation of Wichita, Kansas, continuously produced from 1937 to 1969, over 32 years, a world record at that time. Over 9,000 were built, making it one of the world's most widely used light aircraft. Sold worldwide as a civilian, executive, utility, cargo aircraft and a passenger airliner on tailwheels, nosewheels, skis or floats. It was also used as a military aircraft. During and after World War II, over 4,500 Beech 18s were used in military service as light transport, light bomber for China, aircrew trainer for bombing and navigation and gunnery, photo-reconnaissance, and a mothership for target drones, including United States Army Air Forces, C-45 Expeditor, AT-7 Navigator, and AT-11 Kansan. The United States Navy used the UC-45J Navigator, the SNB-1 Kansan, and others. In World War II, over 90% of USAAF bombardiers and navigators trained on these aircraft. It played a pretty significant role, and certainly one if you're interested into your trainers, it's worth diving into. In the early post-war era, the Beech 18 was also the preeminent business aircraft and feeder airliner. Besides carrying passengers, its civilian uses have included aerial spraying, sterile insect release, fish stocking, dry ice cloud seeding, aerial firefighting, airmail delivery, ambulance service, numerous movie productions, skydiving, freight, weapon and drug smuggling, engine testbed, skywriting, banner towing, and stunter aircraft. Many are now privately owned around the world, with 240 in the US, still on the FAA aircraft registry as of August 2017. But that number is rapidly declining as the aircraft has been identified as having some serious spar issues. So many people are now finding that the aircraft is beyond repair. So numbers of this type are now dwindling rapidly due to structural issues. So that's a little bit of a background, and we'll dive into the unboxing. Well, the info, as it often is, was care of Wikipedia. Right, it's the bank holiday weekend. I've just been to Rutland Models near Rill, and I've just picked this up. Beech C45 Expeditor. I haven't even opened the box yet, so this unboxing is completely new. I'm familiar with PM model kits, and my goal is that this is going to be a bank holiday weekend build. So let's take a look at the kit. Now, PM models, I know they tend to do pretty basic kits, so I'm not expecting any a detail monster here. Your £8 cost, as I said, from Rutland Models, which first time I've been to that model shop, my boss told me about it. I felt good opportunity this weekend to come and take a look. So let's see what we get in the box. So set aside the clear, 3 sprues, colour call out sheet, and decals. Now let's start off with a look at the instructions. Now immediately I'm going to guess this is going to not be brimming with detail, and you are right. I mean, this is a if you can see this, very basic. You're not talking about a multi-page FX kit with a shed load of detail here. Very straightforward, simple cabin. No instrument panel to speak of, or just a molded in one there. Not that you're going to be able to see much anyway. Radial engine, minimalist again on the parts. They're a lot hidden within the cowling, and basically a model that comes together in 5 nice simple steps. Now, one reason I chose this aircraft is that it would exist also in civilian markings, which does tempt me, but interesting that there's a version here in Royal Air Force India markings, and considering that I also do Pacific Theatre, that is rather appealing, and it would certainly go with those models. But that said, doing this in a nice metallic finish as well would be rather appealing, and with an American civilian with English civil registration. So I'm going to look online, see if I find some inspiration for a civilian marking version. So really very few steps. Am I going to put in passenger seats? No, probably not. And I think probably with the thickness of the glazing, and that if you look, you can see you've got distortion and bubbles. You are not going to see much at all through those. The canopy, sorry, the cockpit glazing also is thick, but nice usable ridges for masking, so it's not too indistinct. You are just really going to struggle to see much inside this model. I don't, as I say, I want to just build this quickly over the next few days. So let's take a look at the cockpit parts. Recessed panel lines, which is good to see. Though if they were real scale, you'd be able to put your hand inside them. So quite pronounced, heavily cut panel lines, nothing subtle here. But I like that it is a small aircraft. Wings are really, you're going to have to clean up some of these ejection pins. I can see them creating fit issues. All this stuff on the inside here needs tidying up. Good location, so that shouldn't create too many problems there. Engine cowlings molded in, so once you've got the engine in place, that's it. No interior cowling case detail or cooling louver detail as I can see it. Certainly nothing to go around the cowling. So if you look on the image on the lower half of the cowlings, there's the cooling flaps, to enable you to open up the cowling. These are missing, so that's going to have to be scribed in on the lower surface. Wheel well is devoid of detail, very plain, but there is a little bit of depth to it, which is good. So it's not just some older kits that you see that there's a flat face. The cockpit detail parts, single piece molded wheels, which is nice to see, but you've still got a very prominent seam down them. Seats will be in need of seat belts, but I'm not going to add too much to it. There is a fair bit of flash on this kit. Most of it pretty fine. That's going to need cleaning up inevitably. By the end of the day, for a £7 model of a twin-engined aircraft with rather nice lines, I am not going to object in the slightest. It's not raised, well, now interesting when I say not raised panel lines. Raised panel lines on the tail surface. So it's certainly a mixture of raised and recessed. So raised panel lines here. But again, I don't think you're going to notice them that much. Simple enough cockpit floor. Interesting that they put in the texture on that. So if you do open it up, you will see something there, but you're going to have floor detail. Props, yeah, okay. I can well imagine that post-war you had 3-blade prop versions of these with decent spinners on them, and they were up-engined and all sorts of post-war modifications and civilian market modifications as well. So yeah, nicely. The plastic has a little bit of texture to it, which I see if you use something like Flory Wash, you may have a bit of a job cleaning up. So I would use panel line washes with a degree of caution here. I've seen this on some of the Vesda kits, and sometimes the wash gets into this textured surface and can be very difficult to remove. If you're going to do panel lines on it, it might be an idea to use a fine pencil and do it that way. I could just see yourself getting bitten on the backside using something like Flory Pro Modeler wash or some other makeup wash on it, just because of the nature of the plastic and the surface. Decals, English and Australian. Probably going to be a bit thick. Looks like it's been printed by PM Model. Maybe a little bit transparent. You seem to get, I don't know, you've got plenty of stencils on the outside, which I like, and things like emergency exit. So not inadequate, certainly not inadequate in terms of the decals. How they go down, how well they work with the setting solutions is another matter. So that's the unboxing. I'm going to do a little bit of research on color schemes, and we'll go from there. Something just to crack on with immediately today. And as it's, say, UK bank holiday, so I've got Monday off, and Mrs. is away down in Cornwall visiting family, I can just try and have a go at doing a complete project over the next, well, now 2.5 days.